what it was like being on Element skateboards. First of all, I want to say that Element skateboards was my dream team since I started skating. That's all I wanted to be on. I spoke about this before, but I never spoke about what it was really like being Flow for Element. Now, I was just Flow. Thankfully, I got on actual Flow. Unlike some of my other sponsors, I think I was Rep Flow, like for Converse or whatever, which is like somebody that just gives you something, some products, you know, out of their budget. Somebody that just works there. It's not Flow. Skateboarding is fucking confusing. But with Element, I used to be Rep Flow, but then I became actual Flow. And the way that happened was amazing. And we're gonna talk about that in this video. We're gonna explain the product they was giving me, how being on Element helped change my life, and how one hating ass nigga fucked it all up for me on that team because he wanted to hate. But I'm not gonna call his name out, he lucky. It's very windy out here, and I want you guys to enjoy this video. So we're gonna go in the car. I like being outside when I talk and do these type of videos, but for some reason it's hot as hell in Sacramento, and it want to be windy as fuck. This shit don't make no motherfucking sense. Since I spoke about this before, I'm gonna like run through this part real quick for the people who haven't heard it. I spoke about it in random videos, and I went into detail in the podcast that's coming out soon. I'll be promoting that, but yeah. So Red Flow, I've always wanted to be on Element, and Lamont, which is an amazing lady, she got me a scholarship for Element Skate Camp, and that was always a dream to go to. Coming from where I came from, we didn't have money to even think about paying for that. I don't even know how much that shit was, but I know we couldn't afford it. And, you know, I live with my grandparents, and they're freaking strict. They thought everybody was gonna try to touch my fucking butt if I went anywhere. But I respect them for trying to protect me and shit, but they will overthink crazy shit. Sometimes you gotta do that nowadays in this world. But they would be super strict on even doing that. So when I got the scholarship, I didn't think I was gonna be able to go to that. Plus I was in summer school. But it ended up happening, thank God. And I went to Element Skate Camp, and Todd Larson, shout out him, one of the coolest people ever, one of the nicest people ever. He started rep flowing me because we vibed at that Element camp, and I started sending him a bunch of footage every week. I was just going crazy. He would send me like 2 boards a month and a couple of shirts or whatever, and I would just represent that shit like a maniac. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell my people that I used to skate with that I was Flow for Element, and they would tease me like, no, you're just Rep Flow. But I would just try to have that mindset like, nah, I'm already on the team, boom, boom, boom. And eventually I got on the team. Shout out to Otis, because the Otis came up to me one day and was like, and again, in the past, I've asked the Otis a lot, like, can I send you footage to get on Baker? And because we used to always skate together when we was younger at the same parks. And one day he came up to me, he was like, hey, give me some footage. Andrew Reynolds is looking for some new riders, and if you give me some footage, you'll pretty much get on it. But I was getting Rep Flow for Element, and I was like, damn, I really want to be on Element. So I told Todd Larson, and then he told the people at Element. Then they asked the Otis to confirm, and then this is what they're telling me. And then they all called me and asked me if I want to be on the team. I cried. I am not over exaggerating. I was in my room. I screamed. I cried. My grandma ran in there, thought something was wrong. Dante, my little brother, ran in there, was like, what's going on? I screamed. I cried. I scared him. I'm sorry, but I was hyped. That was like a dream come true. And it happened. Now let's explain how it was being Flow for Element. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't remember that as the first. I can't remember exactly the first time I went over there to the warehouse and picked up some product, but I can remember most of the times, and it was pretty similar every single time. Everybody had a cool vibe. Everybody was super nice. That's what I loved about Element. It was all about peace, earth, wind, fire, the elements of the world, and just giving back into skateboarding and just the world, period. I love that about Element. That was my favorite thing about it. And then the skaters on there were just amazing. Now, I would go over there and I would see the same vibes. Everybody smiling, they being cool. So I would go over there and they would hook it up. And they were kind of do the same thing like I spoke about in the primitive video where I talk about all the product, how much product they gave me. But the difference was it was more like once a month with Element, but they'll let me grab whatever. And the great part about that is I was sample size. If you guys don't know what sample size is, it's the size they always use when they create a lot of samples to test out the product and stuff like that, or just to see how the product looks before they actually buy big bulks of it. So sample size was size 9 in shoes. That's like for shoes. And then size medium for which is surprising that it's medium, but size medium for shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. So I'll go over there and they would hook it up fat. Remember the first couple times it was like probably like 10 pieces of like clothing. And again, I used to be rep flow, so I only got like 2 shirts and 2 boards, which I was super grateful for. But you know, I got like 10 pieces of clothing. I'm like, oh shit, I'm really flow. And then they would give me like 4 to 5 boards, right? And that shit would stay consistent like that. And they will always, if I hit them up like, yo, I'm out of boards or whatever, I would try not to push it, but they will always be on point and give me boards. They said they would send the stuff out, but I always wanted to pull up, even though it was like in Laguna Beach area, and I was from Inglewood. My godmother would take me, shout out her. If it wasn't for her driving me around to these sponsors, I don't know how I would have got my stuff, besides them sending it. But the fact that she would drive me there, I would be able to connect and talk to them in person, because I knew that mattered. And I would sit there and kick it with some of them sometimes, and we'll watch videos from Hella Clips. They would see some of my videos from Nigel's channel in there and things like that. So product-wise, amazing. I love the boards. I think Nigel just got back on the team around that time too, so shit was going fucking crazy. But that shit was kind of intimidating because I was on the team with one of the best skaters of freaking Steph Curry of skateboarding, Nigel Houston, and then he had his little entourage, and they, for some reason, beast as fuck too, and I'm trying to compete with that. And they invited me to a couple of demos so I could just, you know, be in it, which it wasn't no crazy big legit team demos because I wasn't AM, but I remember going to one demo and then this shit is hilarious. I went all the way over there, even though homies took the bus all the way over there from Inglewood, which took them like, they said like 7 hours for all the bullshit they went through trying to transport there. But I remember the obstacle course was like a big roll in and then like a bump to bar, then back to a bump, and it has a ledge by there, then a freaking A-frame, just stuff like that, right? I couldn't skate that. I was more of a tech skater, and I was like, I've never skated stuff like this. I didn't have this type of shit around where I grew up. I skated just street, manual paths, ledges, and some stair sets. And I wasn't as consistent as them motherfuckers. And Nigel Houston was just going beast. So I'm like, how the fuck, what am I supposed to do? So the roll-in was probably as tall as me or taller. And I just kept trying to ollie off that in the back where nobody can see me. And I'm looking around like, did people see? I'm just trying to ollie it, trying to impress them. And now that I'm older and think about that, that's just like, what are you doing? It's just a freaking kid from Inglewood over there just jumping off a roof, damn near trying to kill himself. Like, what the fuck is going on? That being said, it was always cool. I always liked the look of me wearing Element clothing, and it was a good look for me to be on Element flow. People just took me more serious with my skating, especially being on YouTube. I was a YouTuber that was always stuck in between like doing the YouTube thing, but also being on some core sponsors at the same time. So I was battling 2 demons. I always say that. A lot of people don't understand that back in the day because there wasn't a lot of people, I don't even know anybody who was like considered a YouTuber and flow for a core company, because I'm trying to battle what the core company wanted, and I'm trying to make this YouTube stuff happen. But I remember speaking of that, and this is no hate from Element. I spoke about this before, and I'm gonna talk about this in the podcast that's coming up. Just waiting for these people to drop it. I remember Element. Again, I was sending them footage like crazy. I'm like, what can I do to get AM? Like, I'm not here just to get free shit. Like, what's going on? I'm trying to like really be a part of the team. I want to travel with you guys. I really want to be in these videos and shit. So one day they sat me down. No. So one day they told me, you know, I'm talking to different people. They told me, you gotta get a following. So obviously I'm doing the YouTube stuff. I go harder on that with Nigel, and I build a fucking following. And then they told me you got to get on the barracks. I made that shit fucking happen somehow. I got on the barracks. I had an All Eyes on Me on the barracks, which is like a documentary thing, which was amazing. I had a and we could probably speak on that too in a different video. I had a banging eventually at Westchester Park, which I'll play that right now. And then I had First Try Fridays. I had a bunch of stuff on the barracks. So I accomplished all that. I'm networking. I get connected. Then I get on Primitive eventually. Stuff like that. And then I remember one day, and again, I spoke about this. I speak about this more into detail in this podcast coming out. So I'm not going to go get too crazy into it. But they sat me down into the office. I think I spoke about this in a recent video too. But since we're talking about Element, we're going to mention it again. They sat me down in the office. And I'm thinking they're going to turn me in. They told me, long story short, it was just like, hey, if you want to continue and go to the next level with Element, you need to stop doing YouTube videos, corny YouTube videos. So I would do a lot of skits. I was the first nigga on YouTube doing skate skits consistently and taking that shit to the next level. I like comedy, nigga. I like making people laugh. That's what the fuck I do. The way I look at the world, I can't help it. Shit is hilarious. My POV of things, I swear, is different. So I would, show that in videos. And they use that as an example because I like ollied off a curb and had a bunch of people there going crazy, and they gave me a trophy and stuff like that. They told me to stop doing that. They told me to stop doing music, which I understood a little bit at that time with the music stuff, and I just started. So I was like, I'll stop the YouTube stuff, but the music, I was so like into it. And a lot of people comment like, dang, I wonder where you'd be at if you wasn't doing the music. Man, this nigga's doing music right now. That's your favorite skaters making theme songs for Street League and damn near winning that shit. So that shit was bogus. And then at the point, I didn't like the fact that they was telling me not to rap because their pro skater Evan Smith was in a fucking band, and they wasn't tripping on that because it was like indie music or whatever. So when it came to hip hop, they were tripping. So I was kind of like, I kind of get it, but I don't think I'm gonna stop the music. So they were like, just come up with a rap name or something. Still didn't do that part. Then they told me to stop self-promoting myself. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean stop self-promoting myself? Why are y'all sponsoring me then? Like, I'm trying to get the brand out there. Meaning, don't post on your Instagram like certain ways like to promote yourself. That didn't make sense. And again, I'm not trying to throw hate or nothing to them. Skateboarding was just kind of different back then. And I was just stuck in a bad time where I was confused because I always knew skateboarding would be like this right now, where it's like now everybody's posting on Instagram. Now everybody's self-promoting themselves. Now a lot of people are doing fucking YouTube and people are doing fucking music. I knew that shit would happen, but they didn't want to go that route at the time. One of the craziest things that I wanted to happen happened for Element, and that was being in a Element full-length video. Now, the video was called Future Nature. There was a flow section, and I had a bunch of street footage, and I think I used that for my first street part, or no, my second, 2014, something like that. But they told me that these are the clips we're going to use. They told me, hey, we're going to use these 4 clips. We're thinking about using this. And then they confirmed this is what's happening. And then the day of the actual premiere, I invited people. I'm inviting my family and stuff to the actual premiere. It's at a legit theater, stuff like that in Long Beach. And I'm like, yeah, my dream is happening. I'm about to be in this. Everybody's happy for me. And then, again, like I said, the day before, the filmer confirmed that these clips are going to be in this video. And I'm hyped. I somehow was skating Westchester before the premiere, and I saw the filmer there. And I asked him, I was like, oh, so are we still running with those clips, or did you guys decide to change it to something else? Because they was talking about, like, you know, switching them and stuff like that. And he gave me like a weird response. He like couldn't really look me in my eye when he was saying this. I didn't really catch that at the time because I was younger. And he was like, oh, we had to take a few people out of the montage for the flow section to make more room for, I think he said AMs or something. I don't know what the hell. It was some excuse. But the point is he was taking out multiple people. And I was like kind of hurt, but I was like, okay, shit happens. Maybe in the next one, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, it's multiple people getting taken out. They have to take out my clips. I get it. I'm not the only one. Shit happens sometimes. So I go to the premiere. I'm still happy. I tell my people, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm in a video, but it's all good. Whatever. They had their reasoning. I'm watching this video. I'm sitting down. The flow section come on. Everybody that's flow on a team has clips in it except for mine. And that shit broke my motherfucking heart. That shit tore me the fuck up. Like, I literally left that theater. I was gonna walk out right then and there, but I was like, no, be a man. Watch the whole video. Watch the whole video. Left instantly when it was over. Went to the train station and cried like a little bitch. I was hurt, nigga. I was hurt. Took the train over there and everything. My friends were looking for me. I wasn't answering the phone. I didn't give a fuck. I was heartbroken, nigga. I don't even think a female hurt my heart that much before. Nigga, that shit hurt. So weeks go by, and it's kind of known that happened around the circle and things like that. I'm not gonna name names, but I found out this one hating ass nigga who been having problems with me on the team that I used to fucking look up to got me kicked out of the video last minute on some hating ass motherfucking shit. And the way I found out is through a source. And I'm not going to say too much detail because I'm not throwing nobody under the bus. But it's from an actual person that's cool with that nigga too, and told him that. And they told me because he's like, yo, it just feels fucked up. I got to tell you, you know, you the homie too. But it is confirmed that nigga did that. Now, again, it could be a chance that it's wrong. But I highly doubt that shit's wrong because that nigga is on some weirdo fucking shit. And he even got me blocked on Instagram. So I believe that shit's true on some weird ass motherfucking shit. I'm not saying niggas' names, not doing any of that shit, even though I want to so fucking bad. I got so much to say about the industry. But that's how it was being on Element. It was a lot of love and fire and just pause. It was a lot of love and then like difficulty and hate because of dumbass politics and weird ass dumb shit for being a fucking YouTuber and weird shit. And hating ass niggas want to fucking fight over females that's not even theirs. But what I learned being flow for Element was, how can I say, was upping your skill level. Being on a team where one of the best skaters in the world is on, and then like this team was the hottest team at the time, board wise, or at least one of them, and just like trying to get to the next level consistently and fighting obstacles I didn't even know I was fighting behind the scene wise, but still pushing through it and making everything happen that they told me to do. It built me into, it made my skin thicker. It built me into a more tough individual. And that's one thing that I'm grateful for with the team. Eventually, you know, everything went to shit with Element. I'm not saying it's shit right now, but like the Element I used to know ain't there no more. You know, the same writers and stuff like that ain't on it. Even the people who work for it or own it, most of them ain't working for them, or, you know, the nigga don't own it no more. But shout out Johnny. I fuck with Johnny tough. Johnny was always showing love. That was the owner of Element at the time. And shout out everybody else on Element that was showing love too. But yeah, sometimes you go through some shit in the skate world, y'all. And it's a lot of stuff that these pro skaters aren't telling y'all. I'm not even telling y'all everything because I just, you know, as a man, I don't need to be naming names and shit like that. You don't gotta go that fucking far. But I still want to teach y'all certain things and tell y'all that this industry isn't what you guys think it is. There's good things in it, but it's a lot of fucking bullshit too that these skaters deal with, you know? And it's always gonna be like that. I just hope that a lot of skaters can like speak their truth and you know, teach the younger generation that don't be no fucking pussy ass nigga and let these niggas walk all over you, for real. And that's not me trying to sound cool and hard or anything like that. It's real shit. You feel me? Because I'm tired of seeing these talented people that be good-hearted and try to be positive and nice get fucking screwed over. The fuck. But yeah, 111, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna start talking more, doing videos like this, like what it was really like doing this, what it was really like doing that, being on this, filming for that, stuff like that, in hopes of really trying to help the younger generation and give you guys an insight. But yeah, by the way, I have a fitness trainer I'm about to link up with right now, because I'm getting back on my motherfucking health shit. I'm already skating good right now, and y'all done fucked up getting me back. Like, I started, then I fucked up, but I kept skating, but I wasn't doing my health shit. And now I'm getting back to my fucking health working out shit. And I'm already skating good right now. This shit is about to get dangerous.